Alright everybody, it's Cocoa, and we're out here at the Trackloan's Big Oval, what's called the Asphalt Oval, now covered in dirt, now named the Big Oval. As we prepare ourselves for qualifying. You can see over to the right there's a massive field of cars, all USSC sprint cars from the United States Sprint Car Championship. It's going to be an interesting day today. We saw 20 plus people in practice, fairly quick lap times, these things are very fast. And it'll be very interesting to see how things progress as the day goes on. We're going to go briefly for intermission just to see if we can get the link out publicly. He's about to teleport people momentarily. You can see a driver making their way up over towards a car. Or I believe that might be a driver. You see people now making their way over onto the grid. So a 14 car. We're going to rear ourselves. First person out might be well, it's an interesting figure. People now starting to make their way over, lining up. I'm not quite sure how many people are going to be making it towards the A main, but it will probably be. I believe the people making it to the A main is 10 people transfer, though I'm not sure how many people themselves are actually racing. So up first we have 213 Seanman, a person I haven't quite seen before. Diesel in the 46, Tater and Float. So there's a couple other people making their way over to the cars. So let me clearly try to do stuff. I think it's going to be 2 laps of qualifying. Sure if they're either going to pull it into the infield or if they're going to pull it off the track. It's a bit odd. You see clearly a lot of people there onto the track, so let me just... Can't expect where we were. We had a few issues. So you can see more people lining up. That's so far 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drivers so far lined up. And I'm seeing more people being teleported, so we're probably bound to see a pretty good sized field today. Now, this is the first time that dirt race has ever been organized on Trackloan's Big Oval before. Actually, second one. The first one was for the tank chassis, but this is the first A chassis one. And I'd say this is probably the more organized event of the two. But a little run up. We were actually supposed to be the original plan for this race, Patriot Grand Prix Dirt, was supposed to be SLCRA organized with street stocks that was made by Normal 05. They were made of brick, but it was going to be interesting, although due to a lack of interest, we did not end up running them. We then went over to see if Random Boy and the, I believe they're called the DNR late models, would be down to run. We kind of got close to doing that, although we ended up landing with USSC sprint cars, and honestly, looking at this field, I feel like that's fine with me. You can see somebody trying to go a little bit of an awkward way around. I think Lemon Bucket just about to start the first person going. Is this what I think it's going to be? I see the first person out onto the track. Let me do the lights for him. Makes his way out of 3 and 4, and we are green up onto the front stretch down to turn 1. You got your first runner up through 1 and 2. 3.12 well. Shaman looking fast through the back straightaway. Yeah, is it 2-car qualifying? Yes, it is. Diesel also not too far behind, as our current quick time goes to Seanman. Diesel 4.646, not too far behind. Purple Sector 1 goes a little wide off of 1. Looking back at Shaman, making his way through, as he is setting, I think he might have finished up. No, he's got one more to go. Diesel slamming to the barrier hard. Purple Sector 1, but that's not going to help him whatsoever. For the Purple Sector 3, Shaman now finished. I think he might just be making his way in. Diesel is going to roll over to the finish line, nice and easy. And Shaman makes his way through the pits, through the back entrance. That's a weird way to go through. There is the usual entrance is through there, so I find that kind of weird, but that's what they're organizing. I suppose that's what'll be done. Alright, let's see who else. Who is that person? I'm not sure. Well, we see the 13 and the 21 going out side by side already for their qualifying runs. Now out of 3 or 4 onto the front stretch. Here they go. As the 21 seems to be lagging the 13, which just entered today, slamming up to the wall. As our legendary Purple Sector 1 slams to the barrier, though, having a little bit of issues. You see Rum Runner, potentially a big hitter today, making his way out through 1 and 2 for their second lap around. RNG Legendary, another Purple Sector 1. Although Sector 2 probably not the best. Rum Runner goes quick time last time around. As we look over, RNG not going to improve any. Is Rum Runner done? He's got one more to go. So does RNG. And he looks decent out of 1, 2, 3, 4 onto the front stretch. He is not going to improve. He's not going to make his way over into the infield. As the gates are held open for the next set of drivers coming out, it is OPC and another person. I believe they also just about entered the car today, so make their way out of 4 onto the front stretch. Here they go. As you can see, OPC, decent looking, spins almost with the Purple Sector 1. Camsam, I think I've seen that guy a very long time ago. I think I have seen that guy since 2018. Goes third quick though, despite hitting the wall. Of course, we're very early on. We'll see that go all the way up to probably 10th. He goes wide through 3 and 4. Seems to be struggling a little bit with his car control. Does not improve this time. He's got one more lap to go. As OPC moves up to 4th. Camsam looking good on Sector 1. Sector 2 looks very good. He might go quick time with the 13.532. OPC will improve, but not enough to slide over by anyone. Now going to make the way into the infield as we look for our next drivers. It appears to be Somebody named Officer Tiny Timmy. A lot of people I'm not familiar with. Officer Tiny Timmy is going to spin out, coming out onto the track. As we see Flat Mason going out to turn 1 and through it. The Officer Tiny Tim looking decent. I think he might have tapped the wall. We'll have to see what this second sector is going to be. Flat Mason with a 7th quickest lap time. Officer Timmy still in 8th. Got to stay 8th. Flat Mason now through 3 and 4. And goes really tight on the front stretch. We'll still move up to 5th place. And struggles a little bit, so he's on the white flag lap for him. Timmy now through 1 and 2, almost losing it, but keeps it under control. Flat Mason will not improve, finishes himself up before the checkers onto him. As Timmy making his way over through the front stretch, and he will improve, but not enough to get by anyone. Only about a few hundred slower than Diesel. Diesel was looking faster in practice today, but probably just struggled to get the pace during qualifying. There's, of course, room to make that up still. As our next cars are out, we're going to try to see who that is. We make the way over to turn 1. That looks like that is Darkness Shade. Really fast driver. Another potential big hitter. Making his way through the backstretch through 3 and 4. As I'm going to look over what he does. He goes 2nd quick. Purple Sector 2. Ninja for life. The other guy in 4th currently. As Darkness Shade making his way through 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Out onto the front stretch. He will not improve. What about Ninja for life? Ninja for life is not going to improve either, as Darkness once again tapped the wall off of 1. He wasn't looking bad though. And 2nd quick so far is decent for him. As Ninja for life does improve, not enough to get by anyone, but might be able to keep his 4th. Now to them making their way into the infield. So our next cars are making their way out. Some guy named Random Car Guy, another person behind, starting their laps now. Now going up through 1 and 2, trying to tub it for all reasons. I'm not quite sure why you'd want to do that. This is a flat track. As there's also Pesky starting their run. Look at Pesky, they're looking pretty quick. Pesky will move up to 8th quick so far. Random stays in 12th, runs high, taps the wall. As Pesky's going to make their way by into the 2nd lap. Here they go, and out of 3 and 4. Pesky will move up to 6th quick. White flag in the air for both of them. Pesky going to run a little bit high. As Random running a little bit of an interesting line to say the least. Pesky will not improve as Random will move up to 9th. Checkers is waving for them as they make their way over to the infield. As you see, Float in the 76 car. Float in the 9nets, and I'm not quite sure who's in the 76 quite yet. We'll probably get accustomed to it as things go on. I wanted to use the view names feature, but we were not able to. Alright. Now making the way out through 1 and 2. Float. Sector 1 not bad. The MLG noob looking decent, but they probably tapped the wall. Float moving up to 9th place. And MLG with the green sector 2 stays in 14th. And Float seeming to not get the power down on the car, is going to run up a little high out on the exit of 4. Does not improve this lap. White flag in the air for Float as he almost spins out, keeps it under control, probably due to the tight setup, as he makes his way through 3 and 4 one more time, and he will improve enough to stay in his spot with a slightly better time. Alright. More drivers out onto the track. Alright. Sorry about that little delay. We're looking back though. As out onto the track. I believe I missed a little bit of qualifying. Do apologize. You see Tater Tot making their way up to 4th. And Dalton is 6th currently. I think they just about made their way through. Trying to find them. Dalton's a guy of personal interest. Moves up to 3rd quick. White flag in the air for Dalton. Sorry for the little bit of stutter there. As goes through 3 and 4. Green sector 2. He will move up to 2nd quick. Just ahead of Darkness Shade. Camsam still at the pole. I wonder if anyone's going to try to challenge that as things go on. And after looking at that probably might just be about all there is for qualifying, and whether there's going to be a time, excuse me, and whether there's going to be a time or anything. Well, anyways, looking at what we have so far, that's a 17-car field. That might just about be the largest field ever to have raced at track loans. We're going to look over at our pole position. Camzan 9003 with a 13.532. Not the fastest today, but still very quick overall, and potentially will stay pole. Dalton Racing will be 2nd with a 13.633 in your 3rd place spot. You're going to see Darkness Shade with a 13.716. Rum Runner RCN 2 in 4th with a 13.827. Tater Tot in 5th with a 13.865. Ninja for Life in 6th with a 14.034. In 7th, you'll see Shaman with a potentially improved Sector 1 on his cooldown lap. Fortunately, couldn't get anything through with a 14.232. In 8th place, you see Pesky Guy with a 14.248. In 9th, that's OPC with a 14.272. In 10th place, Flat Mason with a 14.570. Poop Dupler running in the back in 11th, despite his usually strong performance with a 14.650. Float 7, 14.781, landing himself in 12th place. Random Car Guy in 13th with a 15.039. RNG Legendary in 14th with a 15.088. Diesel in 15th with a 15.132. Officer Tiny Timmy in 16th with a 15.182. In 17th, the MLG Noob will round the back of the field with a 15.620. Looking back from name, 1st place Camzan, 2nd place Dalton, 3rd place Darkness, 4th place Rumrunner, 5th place Tater Tot, 6th place Ninja for Life, 7th place Shaman, 8th place Pesky Guy, 9th place OPC, 10th place Flat Mason, 11th place Poople Dupler, 12th place Float 7, 13th place Random Car Guy, 14th RNG Legendary, 15th place Diesel, 16th is Officer Tiny Timmy, and in the back of the field of 17th it's going to be the MLG Noob 76. I apologize for the bit of stuttering. It's a bunch of unfamiliar names for me personally, but overall some decent drivers and some people that I have known before. This seemed to be pretty impressive. And the heat format is currently being formed, so we're going to look at it as soon as we can. Relatively chill at the moment. Any spectators? Seems to be a couple spectators out in the field. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Not to mention the NPCs. Quite a few fantastic individuals they are. With this short intermission, I'd like to bring up the whole event sponsors. We are presented by the following people and groups. Gold Edit Ninja. Look him up on YouTube. He's a fantastic YouTuber, worth a try. And after struggling a little bit recently, FRWC came just back onto its feet and looking to hope for another season with V10 F1 cars coming up in a few months. Actually, one of the main sponsors of the track, or of this race, you can see Monarch Racing Team from WTRC. Check them out. They're a smaller racing team, although they do want to expand elsewhere. And of course, we also have Enderthalz on YouTube, and who is also another YouTuber worth a try. And finally, Forza Racing League, a small up-and-coming racing league on Forza. As you can see, people making their way around. We're going to go right back to that in just a moment. I believe there might be people formatting out to go to the heats. We're going to see what that heat format is. Alright, we see our heat formats. So there's going to be 4 heats of 4 cars. We're going to start with our first heat. At the pole position is Camzan. In second place on the outside is going to be Tater Tot. Owen is in third, or OTC. And Random is in the 4th place spot. Up in Heat 2, which will happen in a short moment, you have Dalton, Ninja for Life on this outside. Then behind them, on the inside, is Flat Mason. And RNG in the back of the field on the outside. In Heat 3, there's Darkness Shade. To the outside is Sean. In third is Poople. And 4th is Diesel. I would say that Heat 3 is probably going to be one of the more intense ones. Although in Heat 4, at your pole is Rum Runner, the bowling ball. Pesky on the outside, Floats in the inside on the back row, with this outside being Officer Timmy. So you can see a 5th person entering the field, and we're going to see how many laps this one is going to be. Lemon being given F3S. Assumedly to clear off the track, we're going to probably run under that assumption. I'm not 100% guaranteeing that, but that's what I believe. There is a brick. Which is the lineup point. And I'm assuming he's probably going to use that thing over there, potentially as a start zone. Appears he's setting up the starting zone. Probably help him out. See if he needs any help. This should probably be okay, especially given it's out of the wall. Would be in 5th. That's a 76 car. And as I check the format, I don't see anyone in that 5th place. And which drivers are going to be preparing to line up. I'm going to go over watch from Looking again. Probably to watch from OPC. Potentially, yeah. Have our board down there. It's going to be a 8-lap heat, so countdown is going out. Drivers are pacing. Sorry about that. Lights are yellow. As you see, the outside row struggling to pace. Is he going to keep it green or is he going to keep it yellow? He's going to keep it yellow. And there's a re-rack that was called. Seems like a couple people were struggling to get anything through. And understandably so. As usual, it's very frustrating to get a start going, especially when you spin out. Countdown is now going out. And as drivers are out of 3 and 4, the green flag waves as we are through to Heat 1. Drivers now make the way through 1 and 2. As you see side by side for the second place spot. I believe that might be the transfer spot. But don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% familiar with the format. As you can see, OPC making their way side by side. Slide job for the second place spot. Still running side by side with Tater Tot for position. He gets loose. Both of them spinning out just about. Is somebody going to capitalize on this? It doesn't seem so. Both of them stopped as the yellow flag waves. OPC is going to ride out 4th, and then Tater Tot's going to be in 5th. Is there a collide issue? It seems like one of the drivers might be potentially complaining about a issue with collide. I'm checking the drivers myself just in case. It doesn't seem like anyone has collide. And his Pesky is still trying to go around. Or is Pesky messing around the pits? I don't believe the cars are rigged in any way. There shouldn't be a way to rig the cars. So, I'm not sure too much myself. Look for cams in. Watch it back from where we were. Camden, the leader of this heat race. Drivers now on the restart. First restart of the night out of 3 and 4. As the green flag waves and already trying to make a move. OPC all the way up for the front. Tries to make the slide job. Hits the wall. Random guy moves up to second place. And gets a little loose. We're going to look back over at OPC. OPC gets loose on its exit as Tater Tot sliding through to 3rd and almost peeking a little bit towards OPC. Looking up towards its inside. You can also see Random with a good looking run. Drills a slider. Two of them side by side for the second place spot as Tater Tot takes it away. OPC tries to throw a slider. Does not get anything to stick. We're going to look over at Tater Tot. Made his way around. Spins himself out. OPC going to get back to the point, but not for long as Random gets by throws another slider through 1 and 2. As it's now a three-way battle for the second place spot. I think that might be the transfer spot they're battling for. I'll have to ask Lemon Bucket after this is over. As it looks like for the second place spot, white flag in the air. As it looks like OPC to the point, taps the wall. Is it going to look like Enderthalz going to do anything? No, he's not. What about Random? Neither is he. But then again, OPC gets loose. And to second place, it's going to be Random. OPC. And then I think it was MLG and Tater Tot. What happened to Tater Tot back there? Tater Tot had pulled off. Probably got loose. Didn't want to do anything after that. That was an exciting looking heat race, if you ask me. I'm very curious about this race now. And I was all the way to the line, and I'm holy crap, that was the battle for the transfer. With that in mind, Random just barely slid it in at time. OPC with the 57 Kyle Larson style scheme just could not get anything after you got loose off of 4. So it seems like your lines could really make or break your performance. As the second heat will start to line up relatively soon. Let me look over. You can see Dalton starting P1, Ninja to the outside, Flat Mason in 3rd, and RG in 4th. So Dalton, you can see at the pole position, just waiting for Heat 2 to start up. You can see the 3C starting to line up. Or are they just sliding by to the infield? Yeah, they're sliding by to the infield. That was honestly pretty, at least from my perspective, a very entertaining looking heat race. So I believe they line up over here for a normal reference. You see a lot of people starting to come up to the crowd. I think that's at least 6 people. So you see someone taking the track exit as an entrance. Interesting. Oh, Matt's graphics, yes I am. E2 now starting to line up. And I have a sense they're going to be told to go back. A couple really laggy looking drivers out here. I'm personally getting a little bit of lag. Okay, so Historic was just trying to track out. Okay, back up there, Eris Netta. Sitting on the metal palm trees. That was random. It's become clear to me. I think there was 2 cars with the 41 scheme, but they were sent at separate moments, and that's a slight screw up on my behalf. That's okay. We had 70 cars to basically post the schemes onto. So a lot of work had to be put up. So small mistakes happen, but at least you're still able to race. As they're all being ordered back to the blue poles you can see over there. Gates are being closed. As your Heat 2 lineup once again, just so you guys know. Excuse me, it's going to be Dalton at the pole, Ninja to the outside, Flat Mason in third, RNG in fourth. As the countdown is out, lights are going to go yellow and soon they'll go green if the start is good. Drivers now pacing the way out through the backstretch through 3 and 4, and it looks like there's a bit of peeking there. Green flag now going out as it's 3 wide in the back for just a moment there. Gonna last long as Ninja for Life does well, does better than Dalton, gets a good run up to him through the backstretch. Dalton looking good through 3 and 4 though. Just gets out of his range. Ninja holding his line for a bit, throws a slide job. So does Flat Mason. 2 of them cross over for the transfer spot. So we're gonna look over at Ninja for Life here. This is a battle side by side through the front straightaway, and making a move through the outside goes Flat Mason. As the laps are probably gonna need to be changed at some point. Flat Mason to the point, to second place. And to the transfer. We're going to look over, trying to find, if I can find the guy. Yeah. Owl. It's Owl? So it's Owl. Owl, I believe, has another nickname, which was... We'll find that out later. Well, anyways, he's up to the transfer spot. Dalton at the lead. So he'll be starting second place in the A main. Ninja for Life. Tried to throw a slider, couldn't get much moves out as the yellow flag appears to be So holding the second place spot, Owl, Ninja for Life. As I see, could be a move with Dalton over... no, that's a move by, I believe, Ninja for Life to overlap the guys. The checkers wave as your positions are going to be Dalton, West, Owl, Ninja, and Flat Mason. Ninja's going to start second place, I believe, in this B main, unless there's 2 heats, or 2 Bs, and that means he would start pole. But your transfers are Dalton and Owl. So far, your grid would look something like Cam Zan starting first, Dalton in second, and then in 5th and 6th, we're going to see, I believe that was Random and Mason. Your next heat is going to be Kellen, Sean, Poople Dupler, and Diesel. So, Darkness Shade. See if I can watch him. Okay, the next heat lining up. again, Heat 3 is going to be Colin at the pole, Sean in second place, and third's going to be Poople Dupler, and then Diesel in fourth. We also see, we do not see a late entrant. It looks like Verstappen trying to make his way over around. And appears to get... His car manages to not have the normal setup. Saw his wing get adjusted there. Drivers don't make their way around for some reason. And it seems to be a green flag, though those are some rather abnormal circumstances to have gone green flag. Or they're just making a run around. Fairly solid. Again, as I said, this heat was going to probably be one of the more stacked ones. So it looks like in the rear of the field is Verstappen. I didn't even realize you could touch those. I swore I removed the ability to, but wait, it's that lemon. Countdown's going down, lights are going to go yellow. And from yellow, make their way out, 3 and 4. Green flag. Ready to lead side by side for a brief moment between Darkness and, again, that looking back, that was Sean. Verstappen sliding through into second place to the transfer point as Darkness gets a little loose, side by side for the lead down the front straightaway as a crossover, 3-way battle for the lead. Verstappen making the move on the outside, gets by for the moment, although Darkness fights back with the slider. Does he stick it? We see 3 wide for a bit, I think, for the lead. That 3-way action just about to continue as Darkness still at the point, although being chased very closely by Verstappen. You can see just behind them Sean in third, as it seems like he secured himself at least third for the moment, although Verstappen getting a little loose. Now still keeping his transfer spot. Sean in the position though to get by him. You can also see in fourth is Pupil Dupler. You can almost see him reaching over for that transfer battle. As now it looks like towards the inside of Verstappen we might see Sean. He is not going to be able to get out of range. Verstappen around the outside, narrowly side by side. As there's now going to be white flag in the air, still side by side action for the transfer spot. Looking up towards the inside, you see Darkness shade. Verstappen on the outside. Will he be able to make anything? As your heat winner is going to be Darkness shade. I meant to say Shaman. Shaman going to slide out of the position as your transfer is going to be Verstappen. Shaman missing out. Will start high up in the lower mains. As Diesel is going to finish in fourth and Pupil Dupler has pulled it in before the race could even finish. So looking at that, that was a pretty exciting little heat there too. So we have one more to go. And this one is probably going to be one of the more dramatic ones. As up at the pole position is none other than the bowling ball from Millbridge, Runner RCN2. On his outside is going to be Pesky. Float and Officer will be in fourth. So far, about an hour, or about 45 minutes has elapsed since we started the stream. And so far we've been to decent progress. We're almost done with the heats. As Heat 4 will start to make their way over, you see Rummaner's 21 car. So he's making his way over, starting pole position. This time without anyone to glide into, given its non-collide race. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. This guy is a fast driver, and seeing him behind you, at least when it's tank chassis, is a very terrifying experience to say the least. I'm certain though an A chassis will still have something to show up for. Next heat is starting to be organized by your host, Lemon Bucket. Not sure why Nostalgic is lining up in this one. Apparently he wasn't supposed to race in Heat 3 or something. I'm gonna check things. As pacing now starts, although I don't know if they're gonna go or not. There is no go. Nobody even starts. Drivers are going to retry to start. As countdown now going on once again, this time hopefully it will go. As we make the way out 3 and 4, green flag drops. As the board appears to have some mild issue, that's a bit odd. So we're going to be running off of this for the moment. Rummaner to the point, second place. The grid is a little distorted. Have to see as the laps go by. I think that was Pesky, although we'll have to see. Rummaner to the point, Seth in second, Pesky in third, Oliver in fourth. I'm gonna watch from Pesky. It's just behind Seth. He's gonna fall back in. Does not fall back completely. Narrowly did. But will keep his position as you see Rummaner potentially being challenged for the lead. Not for long though. As Seth spins around, loses the transfer. Does not lose his transfer, so I don't know how he managed to save that, but he managed to save it without too many issues. Still even keeps his transfer spot, but not for long. It seems Pesky coming up and quick. He runs wide as Pesky looks up towards his inside, gets loose. It goes side by side for the transfer spot. Going down the front straightaway, both of them trying to make their moves. Seth gets a little loose, and your new guy in the transfer is going to be Pesky. How long is that going to last as we're coming up towards our white flag? White flag now in the air. Seth getting loose. Pesky gonna go further away. It's gonna take something bad for Seth to get back up to the transfer spot. As Rummaner is gonna cross in first. Second's gonna be Pesky. Third is Seth. Throws a slider. And then it's flip. I believe that finishes and concludes all the heat races. So we're probably now going to see a B main, either 1 or 2. Lemon Bucket currently focusing on formatting it. You can see 1 B main being started up. Your pole will be OPC. Tayton in second. I think Tayton was they're tater tot. Switch around for Ninja, so that would probably put them back into 6th place. So yeah, so there will be only 1 heat or 1 B main, and the order is going to be OPC, Ninja, Sean, Seth, Tater Tot, Mason, Diesel, and then I think that might be it. Is there anyone else? I'm gonna look carefully. Float would be the next person in 8th. Although I'm not sure if they've stayed or not. Tater Tot, if you're wondering where you start, you're starting in, looking at, you are in 5th place, so you're going to be the 3rd person on the inside row. It's going to take you a bit to find that out, I believe, but when you do hear that, that's where you start. You can now see drivers line up for the B main. There's a good number. The track has been cleared out. That's going to help a lot with the lag. So of this, I believe only two drivers transfer. Although I'm gonna check on Lemon with that. Hey Lemon, if you're watching the stream, how many people transfer? I'll DM you that. Alright, confirming from Lemon Bucket, only the top 2 transfer from the B main. This really ups the stakes. So, of these 8 drivers, 6 of them will be going home, and 2 will make the main show. Now at the closing event, or will it be 9? Will it be 9 drivers? Looks like we're going to see 9 drivers in the B main. Of all this is the most paid event on the Track Loans on the Track Loans Patriot Grand Prix schedule. It's 1,000 to win, if I recall correctly, from Lemon Bucket 45. Surely a chance to get into the show would be worth it. Not to mention, it's a closing event of this fantastic Patriot Grand Prix. It's been a huge pleasure to organize all of this with everyone involved, and for everyone to have been involved. It's been a great time. Of course, I should probably be saying this once we're already done with the whole event, but as we are, that's where it stands. Countdown now going on. We're going to turn lights yellow. I wonder how many laps this one is. Cars now make their way pacing through 3 and 4. It's 9 cars, and it's your green flag. Green flag is now out, as we need to see how many laps this race is going to be. I have the assumption it's going to be 10 long. We see 4 wide through the back straightaway. There's a huge cluster all the way up for the lead. It's a huge battle. I'm not quite sure what the positions are at the moment, but we're seeing more battling up there through the middle of the pack. Look for anyone. Shaman is not quite there. You see Tater Tot at the transfer. Person that talked to me earlier, not for long, being challenged for the transfer by Ninja for Life. Ninja for Life to the inside. You see our leader falls behind out of the transfer spot. Seth back to the lead for a moment. You see the 57 spinning himself out. I thought he, once again, Seth with another great save. Almost loses it once again. You see side by side for the lead. There's about a good distance between the two of them. And the person coming over, but not long, you see a yellow flag drop out. And your positions as they are Seth, Tater Tot, Ninja for Life, Diesel, Shaman, Float, MLG Noob, and Poople Doopler and OPC, I believe. I really should move this standing script up a little. Would be useful. Maybe it was like up there, that also would be pretty cool, but eh. Some absolutely great dogfight going on for the transfer. You know, I know there's a lot of harsh comments said about the track, but it seems like these people are still going to race as hard as they want to. Or as hard as they can, not want to. If they want to race as hard as they can, you want to see this type of action here. I'd say that's arguably some of the best racing I've seen at this track, honestly. So I'm hyped for the A. Now pacing out. A little bit of trouble back there as there's going to be a recalled start. Drivers doing straight up U-turns. Alright. You can't get all of them started. It seems like one of them had issues starting their car up. As you can see the 7 of Tater Tot and Seth. I think that he is probably the 7 car, though I think it could be the 23. It's hard to tell at this distance. We'll figure it out as we go. So this is an 8 lap. This speed main is actually going to be 8 laps. I don't know who the 46 is. It would help if the people that weren't racing had gotten out of their cars, but it is what it is. We'll be watching. Oh, it must be Diesel, I'm assuming. As the countdowns are out and drivers are pacing. Yeah, it's a little bit of a ruckus up in the back. They might be trying to fix themselves. Or do they go green? They do seem to go green flag. With only a couple laps to go, you see for the lead side by side for a brief moment. Could not make the move. You see Diesel making a move. Slide job. Trying to get up to the transfer. Ninja for Life also trying to challenge him, as you can see Diesel side by side with Ninja. Ninja currently out of range. Shows the transfer. As you can see Diesel running on the outside. Ninja looking up towards the inside of Tater Tot. Only about 4 laps ago in this 12-lap B main. Or only about 4 laps ago in this 12-lap B main. As you can see, for the lead, Seth is going to get a little bit loose, allowing Tater Tot to make his way over. And it's a close nip out between these two. It's going to be the difference between inside and outside on the start. And also potentially might be helpful to get away from... Oh, it's a flip! That's a bad looking flip. That might be a yellow flag. Is that a yellow or no? Despite the flip car, there's apparently 0 yellow. We're going to just keep it green, I guess, to the 12th lap. I believe that was, unfortunately, that was OPC. There's a red flag is out on the track. I would personally do that if I was them. I did. That's an unfortunate one for the 57 car, though he's back onto his feet from the rear. And I believe as it would be standing, there would be probably a green-white checker type of situation. So we're going to watch from Tater Tot, whom is at the lead. Lights are yellow. And pacing is going. Drivers desperately trying to get as much of an advantage as they can for this green-white checkers. And as drivers accelerate through 3 and 4, it's a green flag once again. And it's a battle for the transfer potentially. Although also a battle for the lead. You can see Seth falling a little bit back. You can see Ninja for Life almost peeking there for the lead. Seth side by side with Tater Tot. As we see their finish is going to be Tater Tot and Seth. As your transfers, everyone else will be, unfortunately for them, heading home. At least now they will. Thankfully didn't affect the finishing positions. Let me look up the fuel. I'm still trying to battle. I mean, the checkers are out. Reminds me of that one song, He's Going the Distance. I don't think I'd like to bring that up because that is copyrighted, although, yeah. 10 cars for the A main. The lineup looking like row 1, Cams and Dalton P2, Callum P3, Runrunner P4, and 5th place Random Allen in 6th, Brandon in 7th, Pesky in 8th, Tater Tot in 9th, and then 10th is not consistent. The potentially broken sprint car, you see a bunch of probably quite clueless people roaming around. The only wholesome thing around here is the ever so... Oh! It appears Lone Bucket has shut down the game. So we're going to rejoin. Please hold on a standby. Just doing this as per their protocol, which probably is to shut down before the A. Just to clear out the track, clear out the server, make sure everything is, you know, A-okay. Which is good, it's good behavior. Apologize for your delay. Let's do it through the Discord. I'm gonna do it through the stream. We do apologize. We're having some issues getting the music to play. Yep. Wait. Alright. I do dearly apologize. We're about to line up on the back straightaway. Make their way through. I do dearly apologize. That was unexpected. I thought the thing was going to work. A bunch of those engines idling. Currently gonna need to do Lemon's job apparently. Alright. I need to reduce the lag though. That being said, things are being prepared. We'll go back to where we were earlier. We're going to line up for a third lap A main. Of course, going to your grid at your pole position. Counting down, actually, let's go right ahead. Your pole position is going to be, that was not Dalton, it was Camzam. Camzam make the way out of 3 and 4. We're going to see yellow flag to the green, and we go green. Dalton, Rum, all the top 4 in general, just all great. You can also see a couple cars sliding over. You see 3 wide in the middle of the field. Rummener also making his way over little by little towards the lead. So he's going to make us over, approaching almost side by side. Actually see a 3-way slide job coming into 1. Coming out of 1, Rummener with a decent looking run up towards Dalton. Not quite in range. You can also see in his range, however, Tater Tot, who went all the way from the B main, now up to the podium, makes his way over into 2nd place. 27 laps to go. As you see, side-by-side action between Tater Tot. Rum Runner back up to the second place spot. Not far behind is Darkness Shade in fourth. Tries to make the move, spins out, hitting the wall. Now coming up through the back straightaway, side-by-side, still between Rum Runner and Tater Tot. Two of them battling very hard. Dalton West dominating the race. As Rum Runner looks up towards the inside, Tater Tot going to move a little bit out. Back into third. Rum to the second place spot. Gets a little loose. You see another slide job and a crossover between the two as it go for 5 laps straight, just battling each other as hard as they can. Rum Runner falling a little back this time around though. And everyone's kind of getting a little bit of lag. It should probably clear itself as time goes though. Tater Tot being chased down little by Rum Runner once again. You see Dalton all the way over a whole straightaway ahead. Everyone's just kind of pinging around. You can see Camsam not far behind. Our pole sitter, not even on podium, though within range. You can also see within range of Tater Tot is Rum Runner RCN2. Bowling Ball making its way over out of 4 through the front straightaway, just a few car lengths behind, seeming to catch up little by little. And Dalton West actually starting not to lead as much as he was a few laps ago. He's looking towards the inside. A little bit of peeking throughout the corner. So we're now starting to approach 1/3 of the way through the race. All under green flag. So we've had a decent looking green flag run so far. And hopefully that won't end. So far your podium looking to be Dalton West, Rum Runner, and Tater Tot. Well, actually, Tater Tot moving up to still in second, Rum Runner in third, Owl in fourth, and Pesky in fifth. We're gonna look up just for a bit. Vistagic in sixth, Camson all the way in the back, Darkness Shade eighth, Seth in ninth, and Ramdon in 10th. Although I don't think he did start this one actually. What am I saying? You can see catching up back with a decent looking run is Rum Runner. Still not quite in range. I don't see any other battles happening at the moment though. You see Dalton overlapping his first victim. You can see a battle now starting up between Darkness Shade, actually side by side for the 8th place spot, with Seth takes away the 8th place spot. As they're still side by side for a bit. It looks like Darkness trying to make the move, makes the move due to Seth's slider as Dalton takes advantage of it, gets by Seth. Now starting to approach his old teammate from DGS. Is there any other battles over? It doesn't look so much like it. That's halfway across the track. You can see a battle stirring up now. Rum Runner with side-by-side action with Owl. Rum Runner going side by side. They cross over for a brief little bit. As it looks like Owl gets a good run, but runs straight up to the outside. Doesn't gain as much. Still looking within range. Not quite as much in range as he would prefer to be, I'd assume. As Vistagic is your next victim to be overlapped, I believe. Still side by side is Owl trying to make as much ground as he can. He's not going to be able to make anything anytime soon. You see more cars being overlapped. As there's about 5 seconds between Tater Tot and your leader, Dalton West. Where's Pesky by chance? Pesky not on any sort of action, seems. We're only about 8 laps to go, so this race is already starting to approach its late point. 3 laps seems to be pretty short on a track like this. Seth is going to back off. Dalton now making his way over. 6 to go, actually 7 to go. As looking back for a battle, Rum Runner side by side for second place, with Tater Tot once again making a good move, trying to run his inside as much as he can, as there's a lot of black, hard to tell what's going on. Rummer back to second. How long is it going to last? Doesn't seem to be too long of a last. Yeah, he gets back up to the second pretty easily. As we see 5 to go for Dalton. Rumrunner going to get back to second place. You see Tater Tot being challenged for the third place spot, the podium spot, by Owl. Seeing 4 laps to go, and not long from now, you can see the leader going out of the back stretch, or onto the front stretch. We've now gone to 3 to go, so 3 to go for your leader, as it seems like things are starting to go single file. Dalton West coming to 2 laps to go, so we're going to watch Dalton from here. Unless any battles seem to stir up. It's relatively close. So we're going to go free cam mode as Dalton West takes the white flag. White flag for Dalton West. You see in the back though, Rumrunner at some point right there. There you see Rumrunner. Not too far behind. But your leader, your race winner, is Dalton West. And in second place, the battle for second is going to be a close one. And it is going to be Tater Tot, Rumrunner, and then Owl. Here makes her way through as the field finishes up. So there is a podium, and there is drinks. Yeah, it's very rare to see a podium on a dirt track. We're going to wait for, oh. And it appears we got a naked man on the podium. You can see your Victor. And that. He's going to shut the game down. Okay. So we're going to get your podium out really quickly. And as we're at it, I'm going to set myself up in SLC, probably the racer chat. Or, well, the F1. For the certain F1 theme that you guys might all grow familiar to. First time I think a dirt race would ever do that. But I'm down to do it. Let's see. Yeah, we don't have the podium song. Look through bot commands. It's probably been one of my longer streams, I'm assuming. It's only been an hour and a half. 3 likes, so that's pretty solid. So rounding out second place, we're gonna... Where's the bottle? Where's the bottles? What happened to the bottle? There's no drinks. There appears not to be drinks. Drink. Where drink? I don't know. This is like the old one. Rumrunner is actually in here. Alright, Rumrunner. So solid P2 finish. You know, you couldn't get the win, but honestly, given your performance today, I'd say you did pretty well. Bring me through it. Been unmuted, by the way.
Oh, I'm unmuted. Oh, hi, how's it going?
Pretty darn solid.
Can you go back over that again? Because I definitely was not listening and zoning out.
That's fine, that's fine. So, run me through that race. Solid P2.
Yeah, you know, P2's pretty good for us, you know. We're usually rolling around and back, but... Well, when we qualified 4th today, I felt good, and we're starting 4th in the feature. So that just helped out a lot. Got my confidence level up, and that's about it. And then, you know, when we get to the race, you can either pick a soft tire or a hard tire, and of course Dalton West picks a soft tire because he's so damn quick. And then I'm picking a hard tire, and it don't kick in until about half the damn race, and it kicks in at the worst possible time when I'm in second, and I'm trying to catch Dalton, but he's 6 seconds ahead. So that's it.
A little tough luck, but still a solid P2. You will be gaining a trophy over that. Quite a fancy one, actually.
Yeah, you know, that trophy's gonna probably go up in the shop and maybe replace another's trophy because I have so many, you know.
There's also something specifically, Ferris spoke for a minute, that you might like. It's a drink. It's a certain drink.
Oh, beer?
I can't see it on the stream, but...
Oh, are we still live?
Yeah.
Ah, shit. Is it P... Is it, wait, PG? Like, how, is it all rated R? Like, how far can I go?
As far as would be safe for YouTube,
okay.
yes.
Okay, so PG-13, got it. We're PG-13 here at whatever fucking league this is. Whatever league. What league is this? I don't know.
USSC.
Yeah, that league, yeah. Yeah. It's a good league. Everyone join it, it's better than the SLC.
Damn.
Now I may get banned, so that's a rip in the chat. I love my fans. Thank y'all for coming out, and at least we're not last.
Sure. You will enjoy the trophy. There's a drink.
I'll take the trophy and wear that damn trophy. Put it on my damn head walking around.
That'll be enjoyable. Alright, I think that should probably be good enough for the stream.
Yeah.
Alright, folks, if you like like to hit a like, share the video around. USSC is a cool league. There's a link to it in the description. And they tend to do stuff like this, generally on larger tracks. I think it's a good worth to visit it out.